Sanibona le Dumelani and Absheni and Molweni and everything and everyone. Molo tata, molo sisi. My name is Lala Skolo aka Mutoko Vandala Satori Gono Ketlabaka Mafoko Ketlabaka Bambu Mo Ocha Otokele Poloko. I'm not alone as always, I'm with
Lee, my sunflower. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Kasi Uncover. And today we have, I wanted to say a special guest, but that's what everybody said. We just have a guest today, and his name is... An important guest?
Yes.
Okay, there you have it. So today we have an important guest.
Yeah,
by the name of Percy Malepe. Right. Want to introduce yourself?
Do you know Percy?
Wow.
Thank you so much for having me today, guys. It's such a privilege. Now I go by the name of Percy Malepe. My first name is Hopoto, but they often call me Percy because I don't usually use that name. Thank you so much, guys. Lalas.
We are happy actually to have you. I don't want to say back, but yeah, we are happy to have you because it's not for the first time we were with Percy. But you're not gonna see Percy, dressed up in Musweng whatever. The last time we had Percy, he was more like a minister of roads. The guys decided to but since like apartheid, they still fixing them. And today he decided, no what? Because my 2023 again, these are pens down vibes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's giving pens down vibes. And there are some of the most interesting topics that Percy likes to talk about. That when we call people to our podcast, usually they talk, we prefer that they tell us about the history of Diepsloot. They have to tell us about their environment, how they grew up, their upbringing in Diepsloot, and the state of Diepsloot at the moment, including all the social ills that occurs within Diepsloot township. So, but then he is the specific guy who likes to talk about specific things, and he likes to talk about the radio station. Why don't we have? So today, let's redirect it. Why don't we have a community radio in Diepsloot? If we have it, tell us about it if you know it. Have you ever gone out, like recently in 2023, have you ever had someone saying, I'm listening to Diepsloot community radio? Do we have it?
No, guys, Diepsloot is so contaminated and it has its own handlers. I'm sure everyone was so happy to have this radio station. Obviously, they can't come as individuals every day to the radio station and come and express how grateful they are to have a platform where they can hear information. They can enjoy some music. They can all those type of things. And I'm sure. Communities like this, like your Alexander, your Tembisa, there's a radio station somewhere, and Diepsloot, one of the most overpopulated communities, underrated communities, and yet people do not take this community serious. And I'm talking about people that are within this community, people that were within this community, and they used people from this community to get out of this community so that whatever happens. Instead of saving people are saving themselves. That radio station thing, it was helpful. But many young people were fitting through that radio station just to equip themselves but like that knowledge are into the radio station, and some of them I know a young man who's now go UJ. UJ.
But I'm sorry, you say that radio station. I just actually, the reason I said, do you know any? Is because with my knowledge, there are 2 radios in Diepsloot. Or they were 2.
No,
because lately we don't hear anyone talking about any.
No, you see the online one. I don't have much knowledge about it, and but I do know Brian personally.
Yeah.
But I never.
He's the founder.
Yeah, but I never went to an extent to even want to ask him about the online radio and all that. I don't understand it to that point, but I know people who worked for Sloot FM.
Oh, okay.
And people who gave like their full energy to that radio station.
So this is the one that was running on a frequency of 88.8.
Exactly.
I've worked there, you know that.
I was not aware.
Yeah, I've worked there since 2016, and then I resigned in 2018. I was running jazz and hip hop show there.
What happened? The radio station was somewhere that side.
But again,
I've once had an interview there. I had to jump the freeway and go on the other side.
Construction running that side, and then I've worked there. Then because it was far for people who are in Diepsloot, it was risky because most people would prefer, if they want to take a shortcut to go there, they had to jump freeway, which is illegal.
Okay. Yeah. Before that, I just wanted to tell you something. Then it moved
next to the Methodist next to the mall.
Who would just wake up and say, I'm going to break in a radio station? Who would do that? It's an inside information.
It is.
People who are not happy. People who are not happy. No, I don't say happy. Your working environment.
I was happy until I was.
No, but I'm just saying, if you are not happy at your work environment, with your work environment, you do something.
The level of professionalism would lack.
You do something.
Might even, depending on your personality.
Yeah, but what I'm trying.
Not everyone is gonna break in because they were not happy.
Yeah, not everyone. But now to advise people, if I'm being used, then now I can use you in return.
So are you saying that the break-in that happened there, was it an insight from one of the employees because they were not happy?
It's number. I'm telling you as my friend, I only want to throw to the radio station will not go on. Do you understand? Sabotage. You don't go on. Or an employee who is not happy, only inside information, or they might even have the keys to the radio station. So you guys breaking per se, then
now they were breaking in. It happens 3 times. The last time making up one your brand never changed the iron. And then
I'm just making an example.
They broke the wall.
Yeah, I'm just making an example. Or like sometimes it happens like that. So it now moved to a secure space. Secure space.
And
there's no
it
now moved to a secure space in River Sands. There's no one who can get in and break in there. Why are we not having that radio station today?
Well, I'm not answering your question.
You worked there and you're the last person to work there. You and I, you're the one. But when it closed, were you still there?
Well,
Lindalan, before you talk, not before you answer, before you talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's very important, or like do you understand?
Yeah.
That thing was not ours.
Yeah.
Like the way you saw things. No,
this guy, I don't know as whether he's a therapist or a prison. Mar, I like what he's doing. Now, Lindalan, you're the last person.
So I'm coming to that, right? Listen to what I'm saying. I mean, I'm part of I'd say I don't know if I should say the last team or the current team. I don't know, but I was part of the last presentership that was happening there, right?
Yeah.
And whatever happened there, how can I put this? Like, you guys are putting me on the spot.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong.
So I was part of the presenters, right? Because I had a show on Saturdays, right? And as Percy said, in terms of the equipping individuals, I mean, it did for me personally.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I can be here and sit with you and talk the way I talk, because it has equipped me. It has allowed me. They've allowed me an opportunity to present myself, right? And also bearing in mind with the training that they provided with for me, you understand. So, Kana, what was your question? I lost my train of thought.
Why don't we have it now? Why don't we have the radio now?
No. Why don't we have the radio now?
Why don't we have the 88.8 FM anymore? Why are we not having that radio station?
No.
And also, why are you asking who's the guest here? Who's who? Like,
guys, I'm
we were involved. The project that we were both involved in.
We're here discussing.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, according to your knowledge, why do you think that the radio station has collapsed?
Or why do I think? Well,
yeah.
No, what do you think?
Linda,
what do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think was the main reason for it to collapse?
Okay,
and also,
I can give you 5 possible reasons, and you might find out all those 5 possible reasons.
What? She was the last person to be there.
What? When I go and then
guys,
Saturday, you wake up. There's no Sloot FM, and you had shows there. Why?
Here's the thing, guys. Like, listen to this, right?
Be honest.
No, I'm gonna be honest. Like the people that are you must bear in mind that the people that are within, they chances are we know less than you guys who are outside. The people who are outside, like you see when you are inside playing soccer, chances are you're not seeing what the other player is doing, but the commentators can see everything. Hence, I'm asking you guys, give us your 5 possible reasons. The first one.
High quality no leader.
Yes, I was there.
But it's a fella or such a miracle.
What was the first reason? What is the first one?
The first reason could be that they don't have enough sponsors, and then they cannot maintain the radio station.
2.
Number 2 could be that most of the people were pulling out of the radio station because they were not happy. The third reason could be that they could not even afford the place that they were placed at. Which I can give you the possible reasons. I didn't say the reasons why.
Assumptions, basically.
Yes. Number 4, it could be that maybe they lost listenership. People were no longer interested with the content that they were being fed.
This one is not possible. I was doing a show and people were listening.
Well, this one you are ready to answer.
The fifth one.
Question that
the fifth one. The fifth one.
The fifth one could be that Lalas is no longer there.
No. But I think Percy is onto something. I feel like you, sir, know more than we do, and God, you have a lot more to share. What do you have to tell us? What do you think happened in your own perspective?
Well, I don't know a lot, but as a citizen of Diepsloot, you need to be informed.
Yeah.
You need to be informed of the things like daily businesses that are going on in your community. You need to know what's going on. So that the radio station was captured. There's no way that
captured by who?
By some individuals. I don't know, but for sure it was captured, and they must bring it back.
They can't bring it back if it's closed and they don't have the license anymore, because now they're no longer running on frequency.
Listen, it's not up to them. That thing can be a collective thing to say. we now, as a Diepsloot citizens, Diepslootians, we need to have a community radio. And no one is going to tell us what to do. We can even change that name to something else and have it running.
It's not just gonna be community, because this community.
I was not done.
Mm.
There's no way that we have a community radio and it doesn't have sponsors. We have Century Property Development. We have businesses that are running within Diepsloot. There's no way a community-based radio station that is giving you daily updates of what is happening in Diepsloot. There's no way already. I want to have business working 10 rand a year, like I do 1, 2, 3.
So
that thing was fully funded. You know what happened? Mismanagement. People, instead of taking care of the people that are doing the work the most, greedy people took care of themselves. I asked Linda a personal question: how much were you getting paid there? And this question I asked her outside of this city. How much were you getting paid? And she told me sometimes she doesn't get her stipend.
I was getting my stipend. I was running.
No, listen.
Yeah.
You see, that in a workplace, if I want to capture something, there are people that I will favor. Or if I come into trouble, there are those that I will take advantage.
So this is what happened.
People are not getting paid.
Yeah.
Dollars, you don't know anything.
I know that.
Diepsloot FM.
I know.
My brother.
I've been there for 3 years.
You've been there for 3 years. Tell me. You failed to answer me. Tell me.
I don't
why is
wanna
that
answer
thing
you.
No, tell me now. Tell me now.
I don't want to answer you.
But to be quite frank,
from inside,
yeah.
What I heard was that they couldn't pay the licensing.
What you heard, Lalas? I'm telling you about something that is there. These people ate money.
Money was being charged while ago.
Yeah, not that they couldn't pay. You see, there's a difference. We couldn't pay because we couldn't afford. We didn't pay because we didn't want to. We must be clear, guys.
I think also, I mean, if it's a matter of license, right, there are rules and regulations that you need to abide to. And if maybe and ICASA get to a point where they're like, no, they're revoking your license, what are you doing wrong? There are certain things that probably you're not abiding to that you need to be abiding to. Do you understand where I'm getting with this? So
and also there are lawyers. This thing,
if you know what I'm thinking.
Listen, Lalas, if we are going through challenges and the ICASA come, we are able to tell them already, this is where we stand, then we.
No, Mari, you mentioned the issue mismanagement. I would think that could be because there's so many. They could have stopped that from happening. I believe so. And so far, but what I'm thinking, the three of us cannot really conclude to what could have been, because all of us, what we had were hayseeds. But if we can have someone from the management coming here and explaining it,
we must invite them.
We will.
Definitely, we're gonna invite them. So that we stop with the speculations. We hear it from the horses. Right?
But can I ask you now, why are you concerned about the radio station?
I'm concerned because that thing was benefiting the community.
Oh yeah.
It was, bruh. It was. I don't want to lie. I was not listening to Sloot FM. I started listening to Sloot FM through CK. CK Rams.
That was very consistent.
Yeah. And I was choosing. I started listening again to her shows on weekends. And bruh, I found it interesting.
They had a huge talent, trust me.
And when I started the foundation, Sloot FM, so that so from like local schools, obviously we do have those people, as the intern to just learn, equip themselves so that ever you have to other avenues to explore. already banally that.
We need to buy that radio station. What do you think?
No, we need to take it.
We need to buy the
Guess what?
You're not gonna get it for free because somebody has paid for the license to be there.
Anyway,
maybe you have to get the board.
The same way they play politics. That thing was captured by politicians of Diepsloot. Why not? Chief. The same way they
like a presenter and government. Politics, I don't know.
We are living by politics.
and I mean, if whether we like it or we don't, politics are everywhere. They affect us in any. Either you say I don't care, it doesn't affect me. Let me tell you, you are an ignorant person. It affects you either way. So politics are like the blood of the community, you understand? Let me not even say the blood or the heart of the community. That's where the blood comes from, you understand? And then it gets spread away. But
it's actually the hard drive of the whole system we're living in.
100%.
We can't do anything about it.
It's either you want to be involved and you want to be well knowledgeable about it, and you
are just out.
And then you make a decision for yourself where you stand and what you think is happening and whatnot. But back to you, Percy. You mentioned that when you were busy with your organization, you wanted to work alongside Sloot FM, right? And maybe if you can tell us about your organization, Ikemeleng Foundation. What is it about? What do you do?
Okay. So Ikemeleng Foundation is a youth-led organization that was founded in 2020 in the midst of COVID-19. But it was not. We did not establish that because of COVID-19. Through my personal background, I had to do something after having done the research about this community and about the surrounding areas, but Diepsloot in particular, there is lack of food security in this place, and it's not just Diepsloot alone, the entire South Africa. And you can't do anything on a hungry stomach. You can't be productive on a hungry stomach. You can't learn on a hungry stomach. So when we started that, we were trying to close that gap. Hence, our first project was a soup kitchen. And to many people, it didn't make sense. Like, why would they start a soup kitchen? But because you are not in our heads, you can't understand until you ask. And thank you for asking. So it was funded in 2020, around June. Alongside with the other 4 members that are also youth. The reason why I always wanted to emphasize on involving youth is because youth, particularly in Diepsloot, are often overlooked, and they end up giving up on themselves.
For real.
Because they are not being taken serious, they are not being taken into consideration. That is why we have people that are roaming around the streets, people that ever fit a school, but by bar and all that. But after 5 years, or one of that person I regret the precious time that they wasted on the street without doing anything. And you see other kids doing well because maybe they were privileged to do that. So I wanted to involve youth so that we can start preaching these things and we get more youth to be involved, so that these old people that think they're in charge, they can start taking us serious.
For real.
Yeah, so our first project was the soup kitchen, then followed by the food garden. The reason why we started that food garden was because by that time we didn't have much sponsors. We were sponsored by the Diepsloot Youth Program, that program that gentleman, to be honest, he helped me a lot. He helped the foundation a lot. He helped us build the foundation. Though as individuals sometimes we do have our own differences, differences, but I take him as a brother. I am first blind, but differences are differences.
Right?
Yeah. So
he helped a lot of people. I think he's one of the people when you want to kickstart something around, Diepsloot, you go to him.
Yeah.
He's got the information, he's got the people.
But then, do you only go to him when you want to kickstart? What happens when it's already running and it's a success?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me tell you something, to be quite honest. So now, I'm stubborn, blind. I'm very much stubborn. But not stubborn all about like, you know, like a sharp. I'm stubborn about something, you know, can I build a so bad so that can I wanna like if I deadline or in the next 3 years, can I wanna this thing anymore so and I don't want any disturbance. I hope you're getting where I'm going. So I don't want someone to help me and feel like they own me.
Oh, makes sense.
I don't want that. But I'll still respect you and still come to you for advices. But don't go mad if I'm not consulting you for other things that I'm doing and you see me progressing. Then why am I not aware of such and such? Instead, congratulate me, take me through, advise me, or no, I wanna in that way. You're already in that position. But please make sure, in order for you to champion this, use this route. But I think I don't want someone to feel like they're owning me, and so are you. You must not have a case whereby someone comes to you because they're helping you. Now you must dance to their tune.
Yeah.
No, they must allow you to be who you are. You
But
understand?
doesn't that go with the saying of he who feeds you controls you?
In my world, that must not happen. I rather lose you.
Okay. Because also
And
there are people,
Yeah, and get people who are willing to help. You obviously you help me, and many other people are going to help me. And I will not like every time like mention you or like hey Lala soon to she and this and that. Deep in my heart, I know, and I know of a day where I'm going to appreciate you to say, yo, thank you so much, brother Lalas. You still remember how you helped me when I was down, and here is where I am today. Uskajala the process, man.
yeah.
So as I was saying, Ikemeleng Foundation, the food garden, we started it. We wanted to sustain the soup kitchen. Often, you know, most people when they start something because of an opportunity somewhere. Over social development on the database, there are so many foundations in Diepsloot.
Is it?
So many foundations.
And we don't know about them.
And many of them busted because of the opportunities for funding. And using skeletons like everyone proof, we just go and have some pictures or something. That is why about to never pillar festival Lala see perform. They take those pictures and they go and attach them and go and look for funding. You guys' images. And you don't know when you are there because you also try to push yourself forward.
And they are exposure. They now big artists.
The acts.
What makes a person a big artist? Is it because he's a giant person, or is he he's older than me with age?
I mean, like Percy said, people are after opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So if there's that funding, they'll rather give it to Taxin than to give it to a local DJ here in Diepsloot. So that's how people operate.
Because now you can have more crowd coming, but
Exactly.
But mix me the Taxin know.
Don't mix. Involve the people from the community. There's no way our people cannot come if we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
If we're doing the right thing, if we were to be united, DJ, the artist, Lomama, we all have that particular thing. But as collective, and the person who is involved Oloro Kenata in the forefront. I also know at the word. If I am able to pay that Tubzil or whoever 10,000, why can I not give it to you?
In fact, 10,000 they will never give to such DJs.
Why?
What more? 40,
Yeah.
70.
No, I'm just making an example. Why am I not giving it to you? Okay.
Because I'll be big, and that's not the aim.
Let me go back to what I was talking about. Okay, so I was telling you about the database, the foundation. You know, the Ikemeleng Foundation has been there for 3 years now, but we're not getting as much support. We are being supported by corporates, like Top Bet is our sponsorship at the moment. Quick Build Cement is our sponsor, and a Quick Build Cement is fine, Silverton, bruh, and they saw our work. Phone call, would like to support you guys. Can we have a meeting? The people that are around, you know why are they not supporting us? They are scared.
Scared of?
They are scared that they will be successful, or maybe tomorrow Pace can be better than me. And that must not be the case, guys. That is why there's no progress.
Now you can't go back to them and say thank you because they've done nothing.
Exactly. That is what Lanas, Emuna, you are an artist, ne? All of what about
on this paid one. But the very same people are the people when they do event without budget and they're desperate. They say, guys, let's call Lalas who are right to perform.
There are people, but they're talking on your behalf. Yeah, but the people that are talking on your behalf, but no, let's say a sponsor comes, say a proposal, let us go let's sponsor his because and this is how much we have. I don't know, but I think Lalas deserves this much because the boy is still coming and all that. Bruh, this community is rotten.
I had politicians who'd say Lalas will charge at 10,000.
People were now saying what. Yes, you are living by those things.
No, not everywhere you to protect Kasi.
I think it's here's the thing, right? People don't get it that if I'm helping you win, automatically I'm winning.
You're winning, we all are winning.
Like they don't get it, Hori, your win is my win as well.
No,
imagine when Percy has made it and you help Percy to make it, then you can say, oh my goodness, I have won. We know the satisfaction of letting someone down, and we are so clinged to being jealousy that we don't know the satisfaction of helping someone succeed to where they want to go. Because here's the thing, they love you when you are just making it below their level, but once you start approaching them, or not even approaching but trying to like surpass what they're doing, then automatically you are an enemy. And this is where you guys are supposed to be working together. And also all of this, if you can look at it, it comes from all people. Whatever, I've been here, I've been doing this for years.
Who is this one?
You understand? And when I'm saying old, I'm not talking about age. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about someone who's gonna be like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Who's Percy? What are you gonna tell me? You understand? And it's really not supposed to be like
you know when we open soup kitchens in the same year, you know how many soup kitchens did we have? About 8.
In the same extension or different extensions?
Different extensions. In the same extension, I think we had like about 3 of them.
Wow.
And another one at number 2, another one at number 2, number 4 there by the community hall. Number 10 is still ongoing.
Where number 10?
By more have combined.
Oh.
So what I wanted to say, Kore, you must not do things ka pressure or those soup kitchens because of there was no vision there. There was no vision. All of them collapsed
No passion whatsoever.
Yeah, and we remained because we didn't start that thing because of we saw someone doing it.
And it didn't start because it was about funding.
We had a vision. We wrote it down. Yeah? Same time we took action. We were in a mission. And every time we discuss of the current things, what's happening, how do we maneuver, how do we get in? That is why I wanted to project Journal from soup kitchen, food garden, from food garden, after school program, from after school program, outreach program. And from outreach program, we're now going to go deep into the rural areas, all the 9 provinces, and start building libraries and skills development centers. It's going to happen. Mark this words, it's going to happen. Because someone or we're doing it for the love. We love that thing. That's why we even give it that energy.
So tell me, Percy, how many people do you guys feed on a daily? And also, maybe you can answer this one as a follow-up also as to how many people do you guys feed? How does the cooking look like on a daily? Because you're doing it Monday to Friday, isn't it? Yeah. How many people are you feeding on a daily?
So on a daily basis, we're feeding 400 people, but not every day that we feed 400 people. The people that we feed, most of them are relying on social grants. So on the week where they are getting social grants, you are likely to get a low number because what about those social grants. And of course, people must be happy. They must have time to spend their monies and all that. 100%. Then we always accept them back. But on a daily basis, where we are saying this is a normal day, from 350 to 400. But when people are not there, obviously the number they fluctuate. Someone cannot come today because by the good clinic or due to their own reasons.
So if people want to donate to Ikemeleng Foundation, what can they donate?
So pre-love clothes, food stuff. So at Ikemeleng we don't cook meat because why? The reason why we don't cook meat is because but when a lady living conditions they're different. You cook meat, then someone collapses. The Ikemeleng Foundation. So nutritious food. Like vegetables, you just mix them with soup, you give them, but they remain healthy. I want to mazambani or cabbage. So now we will go for chicken because chicken, everyone can prefer eating chicken.
Yeah, it's only a few people that have allergies.
Yeah, red meat, what. We don't accept those because not that they're born, but we are also thinking of the community at large or Iskaba effect. As much as Rabafadido, Iskaba Rabat desperate. Because you want more one of the funders like outside, or maybe a beneficiary can come around, can only this and this guys, and you guys deserve it.
Yeah.
So, do you also have youth depending on what age range that depends on your soup kitchen at Ikemeleng Foundation?
So when you're speaking of youth, can I want to how many years?
18 to 35.
18 to 35.
Is it 18?
Yeah, 18 to 35.
I think also
America teenagers.
So from 15, what
teenagers? 13 to 18. They are teenage. Actually, 18 to 19. They are teenagers.
No.
And they are teenagers. Look where teen comes from. Teen. 13, 14. Teenagers from 18 to 19. But the ones who are from 18, as much as they are teenagers, but they are on legal age to consent for anything about their lives. If they want to do abortion, if they want to do transgender,
that's the first thing you had to think of.
If they want to Yeah,
So,
anything they want to go to the club.
You are aware of this thing is recording, and
Yeah.
you made your research. You are clear.
Yeah, I'm clear. I'm telling you.
Because I think I got about
Okay, sorry. Some laws keep on changing. Understanding for now, even when I was 14 years, I can use abortion without parents because Baba was raping. Hey, I was even to. Yeah, but we're not encouraging it. I'm telling you. So when I was 18, anything I can consent without I can sign any consent form without a parent. You understand? They are still youth and they are still teenagers. And then so every youth of South Africa, like unemployment rate on statistic every it's up to over 60%. Or over 65% and youth unemployment rate. However, long when I was 16 years old unemployed. Basuma when I was 16 years is still in school. So Babala 18 to 35. So how fit at 35? About as youth. But they just count you as adult. As much as we're not Mutua 21 ki pre-adult, Mutua 25 or 80 adult. Yeah, they are adult, but
okay, what was the
so what I'm asking is, do you have youth also depending on soup kitchen? Youth yelling unemployed to hold longer normal South Africa. Yeah, 18 to 35. Do you have some of them coming for soup kitchen?
I have most of them actually.
Actually, that's the high number.
I have most of them that are coming to the soup kitchen, and most of them tend to be the volunteers.
Oh, yeah, I see.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So which means if somebody want to donate sanitary towels, can also donate them.
At the Ikemeleng?
Yeah.
Yes. We've had this organization who donated like thousands of them. Then we took them to schools around Diepsloot. I think it was about 5 schools that we took them, where we would leave like 252 each school.
And why didn't you give them to the ones that are coming?
We're starting from our beneficiaries before we go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have enough? Because somebody gives these kids like that one pack in the house.
We still have even now. From month to month we give them.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if it's not like if you just come and give me that one day, I don't even know how, yeah, 26 around go specially, and then you expect that thing you've sorted my life. We know you are not saying you are giving a girl, but how many times are they going on their periods on in a year?
Every month.
And we
12.
Besides,
so if you are able to give 12,
you know why I want to work with schools, but I'm trying to find possible ways or accommodate both girls and boys. Because a boy child is neglected in most cases.
Yeah.
Whenever I give a bag, it's always a girl child who benefit more than a boy child. And a boy child in our public schools, this is true. A boy child with your like dorm or you can't make it by a teacher.
Yeah.
We've been subjected to such nonsense as well. So can you implement the program? You be beneficial and be meaningful. Like Ikemeleng Foundation, they know they're going to benefit out of that thing. All of them. Not worry.
So,
like I felt bad initially the pets fair like school.
Yes, it's a which we know or even boys can use.
Not that it's a wrong thing. They do deserve them because most of the girls face a stigma, especially like in the community like this. The period and all that. So the more we spread it out there, the more we comfortable. I go I'm facing this and this and this and this. Then maybe check from that box. There you go.
Yeah, I think schools should normalize keeping some boxes of sanitary towels.
That's what we show them. Every fit are really let's get the at the same time. Because fit do you understand?
In some families, some brother take and sell them.
Yeah. So keep them in the staff room. Then engwana I have a problem. Obviously, but then
But then there must be an education on top of that, don't you think?
Hence I'm
these
saying,
girls have to be taught when you see this talk.
hence I'm saying, it must be meaningful. The
Yeah.
education must be on top. But we had these things, teenage pregnancy, but they didn't make sense, those things. Did they make sense? They didn't make sense. You must do something, and we did all even practical, like, but now we understand what's going on. The teachers themselves, our emphasize that they need. But I help.
And I think
from outside.
Are you saying that our what's this? Our curriculum, or I don't know, not necessarily curriculum, but the teachers, they failed us in an essence, because I mean we have LO for a reason. Supposed to be teaching kids about such things. Because I remember at the school that I went to, we were not allowed to be taught about condoms at all. Like zilch, we were not allowed. The principal would always chase away the nurses or any other community member that's coming to educate us on that. He would say, no, my students are abstaining. And guess what? We had teenage pregnancy in the school.
So guys,
those guys were not doing anything. Somehow, most of them, not all of them, is can't generalize, they were lazy. Because whatever this thing administrative shackle, like they will always tell you about that. Then about the early ejaculation and all those things. Ever feels our leash good ground working PT or working that thing.
Also recreational.
Yeah. No, you are likely to go to the grounds more again, maybe 2-3 times.
Yeah.
So that time good ground it's like it's useless, that thing.
Yeah.
We must have that thing for therapy once understand. Then most of the time, but relevant stuff like informed so that by the moment when I do a mistake, but I was not supposed to do this because of this.
Yeah.
Look how many kids are getting pregnant when I go grade 8.
Oh. And like the regulatica askis for divert, regulatica problem we have to go back into finding a solution. But maybe we should just this one in this term. One thing that I've noticed, when they try to solve the teenage pregnancy, they would say a pregnant child at the school every day. In a way, Nakubananga is to shame a child. Understand? A parent has to always guard you, go school just because you are pregnant. The attention has to go to you, roll out.
No, I think they do that because they do that only when the pregnancy starts showing, because before that they wouldn't know that you're pregnant. But the moment it starts showing, the school says bring your parent, so that if anything happens to you, your parent is there to take you to the doctor or whatever. So the school, they're saying in essence that we are not responsible for whatever happens to you in your pregnancy, regarding the state that you're in. So if something happens,
in the way they protecting okay.
I think it teaches children also that you have to be cautious. My mother is working. If I were to be pregnant, what's gonna happen now? Is she gonna leave her job and come in?
Is it not shameful?
I'm not a girl. They have to be shamed because
are they have to be?
Yes, they have to be shamed. Let's not sit here and promote teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy is wrong. You're not supposed to be doing that. You are a school child, and chances are you're not even getting a 3 meal at home, and you're bringing another mouth to feed. Who's gonna feed that child? You can barely buy yourself sanitary towels. You're bringing another child. No, they have to be shamed. Very.
I hear you guys.
Yeah. No, they have to.
So this schools in fact, like especially like in communities like this, it's rare.
Yeah,
it's rare. But it's rare.
Yeah.
But in townships,
yeah, it's more. So can I ask a question to Percy? Since Tabaya Radio, it's not, what are other ways in which you believe this community can be informed? What are alternative ways except for radio? Because we had the radio and it didn't work out.
Social programs.
Social programs?
Yeah. We must be united in a way that once in a while, especially in young people, because Kiran like that voice. Do you understand? Do you know if you engage young people and you make them involved, we can like change this entire community like this. We can have like a youngest counselor who obviously like all young like you make so much change because now you are not tired.
Something came to my mind.
Yeah.
We're gonna have amazing next year.
Oh, you are something else. Nanas is in his zone. You know the moment you were talking about that, he just zoned out. He went and thought of something else that is way there. So
yeah, social programs.
Do you guys know there was
one of this podcast? We make a social program. You run this podcast right there. Right there. You just it doesn't have to be important people. Just random people and you pick or come. Share with us what brings you here. What do you know about Diepsloot? Why do you, as a young person, would like what information do you need or kickstart whatever that you need? So like I'm definitely going to do a social responsibility program next year. It's going to happen, and I'm still saying this again. I need you guys to be involved, and I need as many young people to be on board in this thing, so that we can change how things look at the current moment in Diepsloot, so that these old people, everybody in the corners, they must also be shaken or if these young people move like this as collective, they have a say, and the community will listen to us.
So the reason I asked this question is because we spoke a lot about the radio station, but we forget that Diepsloot once had a newspaper. Diepsloot once had a Diepsloot TV that was supposed to be launched and all that. I don't know what happened. But we will have
people from the
we will have the person who Diepsloot TV, that one. We will have that person. That one, guys, I'm promising you. We'll have
imagine that
we have
newspaper.
to get the guy one newspaper.
Imagine that newspaper, read the social responsibility program every now and then the headline different things about that thing, and they now have stories to tell about the community because of the reason why these things are not going on. People are also being discouraged because number one, they lack funding. But like a funding, or like they can do this, they can take this to the next level. Number two, there's no motivation. That thing, let me do this. They are even scared to a point I was just walking around with a crazy store. It's few people. So just imagine if there's something already that's happening, and we have a Diepsloot newspaper, and that there will be more stories coming every day. We're interested in giving in.
We had
without having to run after the sponsor. They will come to you. That's how I operate.
Guys, there are a lot of people who have to be on this show. We want the LIDA Evolve movement, that one that was hosting the modeling competitions every year in Diepsloot. We want it back. We want the Diepsloot radio back. We want the 88.8 back. So if we have to go and find Bongani and have Bongani here, we will have Bongani here. It was the station manager of 88.8.
Listen to me saying our.
Yeah. that guy is very informed. I don't want to lie to you in terms of, there are a lot of things I actually learned from him. Even if when...
So I want to like wabona Bongani no Langayan.
Yeah.
Nearly stations manager.
Yeah, he was a station manager.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah. So
Konjebare online.
Wabona watu waso. Kiwana maloro. Back then, I'm gonna Sloot FM sale alive. They wasn't even making sure, even if that thing they told who knows who like collectively, actually like young people that were working there, as much as you are looking up to him.
Yeah, he had the best.
Move one direction, go one voice, or this thing cannot close under our watch. How many people were going to come on board to help? Whatever that license you are talking about, or even sharp, then that the radio station actually paid. Like that's some things that you can't justify.
Why to the Lindelani as an when you are inside, you know. I got to get to look at things differently when I was already outside. When I was inside, I was only focusing on my job because I loved my job. But when I left because my stipend was cut without my knowledge and nobody was able to give me the answers I want. Now when I want answer, I want answer. I didn't. Why was I not paid? That's the question I asked. In a group where everybody's there and I'm told to inbox someone in private. Why am I not paid? Why didn't I get paid? And the person says, we apologize for not telling you that this month we didn't have enough adverts. You guys were not being paid.
What was your contract saying? You signed your contract?
I signed. Oh yeah, I signed the contract. No, because they told me it's voluntary at the time I was. Because remember, Lindeland, when I started working, they didn't promise me any money. There was no money at all. You understand? I knew there was no money. There was only money for transport, and it was not coming as money. They would come and take me. But there were times where I would have to walk with Bongani from Goms and Kappa to Extension 3 at 10 o'clock, after 10, sometimes Bushi. You understand? Because the transport either didn't come, the transport guy, maybe we can't say your transport, and it's different, or sometimes maybe there's no that money. You understand? And, but I always had questions. Explain to me. And I'm very understanding person. Now, sometimes I'm just for the peace sake, it's okay. But when it comes to money, because I have plans, I'm an independent person. Now you introduce me to money when I didn't care. Now you have to be consistent on that. When you're not going to give me the money you are used to giving me, then you have to tell me in time that Lalas this month and you're not going to get money. So that I don't borrow the 300 from Lindelani. Sloot FM is going to give me money. And then that time comes, Lindelani is waiting for 300. You guys are not giving me money. I feel like it was a bit of unprofessional, and I feel like it was a bit of abuse to an employee from the people who were responsible to pay me. Because I wasn't getting paid exactly by Bongani. Although he's a station manager, I feel like he had the most power. He had to tell this person Lalas was supposed to. And actually, this is the first time maybe I talk about it in public. There was a time I was working with this other guy. He was hosting irrigation. I was hosting hip-hop. Working 2 days. And he told me that he got that day, the day that my money was cut. I won't tell the exact prices. But he told me that, why are they paying us this much? He mentioned the money. And that was not the money I got. Actually, it was less than that money. And that's where I felt like this is too much for me. But I wrote a very nice email when resigning. It was because it was nice working. No, because I now still meet Bongan. He would still take me to events. Maybe if Sloot FM is part of a certain event somewhere.
You would be on the line.
Yeah, I would go there and perform. Even after they ran a drama, I was no longer part of Sloot FM, but I was like, I'm interested in drama, yes, Sloot FM, and then they would tell me who's the right person to talk to. Bongan didn't have a problem with me doing the drama even after I resigned.
Yeah.
You understand? I would still go and do my things.
You mentioned...
But I'm also as frustrated as Percy in terms of the radio station closing down. I feel like if they felt like they needed help, I still feel like there are people who could have or somewhere somehow I felt like they didn't want a lot of people involved. But
see this frustration that you have. Let's save it for Bongani when we.
Yeah, we will have to call Bongani.
So you mentioned there that
all the people.
You mentioned something about abusing employees or something like that. So I want to pose this to Percy, right? You work with volunteers there at your organization, right? And I mean, those are volunteers. You tell them, hey, there's no any monetary advantage. I mean, if someone mentioned the name volunteering, I'm already gathering in my mind that, okay, there's not going to be money here. Don't you think, I mean, as the leader of Ikemeleng Foundation and looking at whatever that you guys do there, not whatever, but the soup kitchen and all other programs that you guys do there, not specifically for Ikemeleng, but in general, don't you think that this is the word that organizations, or let me say, the programs that happen in our midst use, or let me say, just say the leaders of these programs use the word volunteering in order to abuse the people that are going to be coming and bringing in the work, so that they don't expect any monetary exchange, and then even if there's money, there's just probably they're given way less than they should be given. Don't you think that's the strategy that they use to say you are a volunteer?
Okay, maybe other organizations use that strategy, but with the Ikemeleng Foundation, to be specific, it's beyond people getting stipends or beyond people getting paid. There we are, like I always told them, you can go and ask them one by one, even those who left. There we are there to equip one another, to help each other grow, beyond just looking at money or I was supposed to get paid and all that. I want to be able to help you do something of your own, then it will generate income to wena, so that also give pays. I want us next time we're somewhere, something, or hey, do you still remember where we come from? This is what I was able to do. I want young people employment go good company. Experience Ikemeleng Foundation to practice it there, so that upload, hey, you are actually doing well. And we are living the proof. They are young people that are able to come back and say, thank you so much. So at the Ikemeleng Foundation, we never had that mentality of abusing young people, but we had that mentality of uplifting young people. Everyone who comes there, especially those who do not bring their own agendas. Because there are people that come with their own agendas, or maybe we can get there and hijack. And I had those people, especially in the first year and early second year, where we had people, they will team up against me as a leader, or no, we don't want this one. But I just happen to do things different, and things at the end you will never. At the Ikemeleng Foundation, I'm not the organization. The organization is the organization. I'm an individual, but as long as I'm doing things the right way, you will never win against me. And I don't wish to see that kind of environment whereby now we have to compete while something. We're actually delaying one another. And one Uduj or SS, I wasted my time. Hence, those who came with agendas. Today they're sitting somewhere, but we're still going on. We progress, and we welcome every young man or young woman in Diepsloot to come and join us as we make a difference, and it will also make a difference in their own life, so that hey, Musa can stand up for myself. Hence the name Ikemeleng, it means stand up for yourselves.
Fantastic. Don't you think we went over it?
Yeah, my goodness, it's so weird sitting with the two of you, because I feel like you guys are like, you have different views, but then your Frustrations bring you guys together.
Like,
your perspectives are like way too different, but because there's an alignment in what the both of you are saying, right? And so this is the question that we ask each and every guest on this show, right? That hypothetically speaking, everyone just they're just listening to you. What would you tell them about this community, Diepsloot?
I'm going to say what I said last time I met you guys.
okay.
Diepsloot is one of the overpopulated, underrated, neglected communities, yet with so many talents. That's how I can describe Diepsloot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So inside, like how that what I said, inside that there's just a whole lot happening, and we spoke about that in this podcast when you guys were asking me questions.
Yeah, we definitely did. And Percy, I think we need to upload you, man, for the work that you've done. I think within the young people, your name is vibrant. I mean, we know the type of work that you're doing. And also, I think one of the things that is really like stand out for me is the fact that whether you are at the organization or you're not, it's still going to be operational, you know. It's not a thing of, oh, Percy's not here today, then we are not working. Whether he's there, whether he's not there, things are just going to go as normal. And I think that is like recommendable, and that's something that you can teach to the old G's, you know, that, hey, with this style of leading, we probably can get forward like this way, and your development has been there, it's been allowed, and don't ever stop what you're doing. I don't think he's ever gonna stop. He has like this the hard skin. What do they call it? What do they call someone who's never shaken easily?
I only know that character.
Wow.
Oh, kudu. You know kudu, because I could agree like happy.
Whatever you do, whatever you can say, whatever you can do, whatever, like it's still gonna remain on the vision. And I think that's the mentality that most of us as young people in Diepsloot we need. If you put your mind to something, do it, and don't do it because Percy is doing it. Don't do it because Lindelani is doing it. But one thing that you can take is aspiration. Maybe if you want to go and do a soup kitchen, you can take aspiration from him. He can also even help you to start the soup kitchen that you want to start. With that being said, thank you for coming to our show. And this is the first man to ever have a bonus episode. And you're gonna also get to know more about him as an individual on the bonus episode. So please go watch that as well, which is gonna come after this one. So after this one, expect something that is gonna tell you into detail about him as an individual and not what he does. With that being said, from Lee, my sunflower, Lala's Kulu, Percy, what do we say?